Hello and welcome back to Explorer Globe, your portal to the world's most fascinating stories. Today, we're journeying to West Africa to explore the incredible history of a true giant, Nigeria. How did this nation, home to hundreds of cultures and languages, come to be? From ancient empires to colonial struggles and modern triumphs, this is the history of Nigeria explained. Our story begins thousands of years ago, long before the map of Nigeria was ever drawn. Picture a land rich with innovation and artistry. As far back as 1500 BC, a mysterious and sophisticated civilization known as the No culture was flourishing here. They were masters of iron working and created some of the most stunning terracotta sculptures the world has ever seen. These intricate, expressive figures give us a tantalizing glimpse into one of sub-Saharan Africa's earliest complex societies. As centuries passed, other powerful civilizations rose from this fertile ground. To the south, the Kingdom of Benin became a legendary center of art and power. Imagine bustling cities with massive earthwork walls and skilled artisans casting intricate bronze plaques that documented the kingdom's history with breathtaking detail. These weren't just decorations, they were a library cast in metal telling stories of kings, warriors, and deities. Meanwhile, in the southwest, the mighty Oyo Empire dominated the landscape. Their strength wasn't just in numbers, but in strategy. The Oyo were renowned for their formidable cavalry, a rare and powerful military asset in the dense forests of West Africa. This military prowess allowed them to control vast trade networks, connecting the coast with the interior and building immense wealth and influence. Further north, a collection of vibrant city-states emerged among the Hausa people. Cities like Kano and Zaria became major hubs of the trans-Saharan trade route. Caravans of camels, laden with salt, gold, leather, and textiles, traveled for months across the desert, connecting West Africa to the Mediterranean world and the Middle East. With this trade came new ideas. These cities became great centers of Islamic scholarship, boasting impressive libraries and attracting scholars from across the Muslim world. This period was a golden age of powerful, independent African kingdoms, each with its own unique culture, government, and legacy. But the world was changing. In the late 1400s, new ships appeared on the horizon. European explorers and traders, initially the Portuguese, arrived on the West African coast. At first, the interactions were based on trade for gold, ivory, and spices. However, this contact soon took a dark and devastating turn, spiraling into the horrors of the transatlantic slave trade. Over the next centuries, millions of men, women, and children were forcibly captured and shipped across the Atlantic under brutal conditions. This tragic era didn't just drain the continent of its people. It tore apart families, shattered communities, and left deep, lasting scars on the soul of the region. By the 19th century, the dynamics shifted from trade to conquest. The British, seeking to expand their empire and control the region's valuable resources like palm oil, began to assert more direct political and military control. Through a series of treaties, often coercive, and military campaigns, they gradually took over the territories of the once independent kingdoms. This era of gunboat diplomacy marked the beginning of formal colonization. The pivotal moment came in 1914. In a move that would shape the destiny of millions, the British colonial administrator, Lord Lugard, amalgamated the northern and southern protectorates. Just like that, with the stroke of a pen in London, the modern entity of Nigeria was created. This administrative decision forced together over 250 distinct ethnic groups, including the Hausa Fulani in the north, the Yoruba in the southwest, and the Igbo in the southeast, among many others. These groups had their own languages, traditions, and political systems. Forcing them into a single colonial state created a complex and often tense new reality. Life under British rule was a mix of development and exploitation. The British built railways and infrastructure, but primarily to extract resources more efficiently. They introduced Western education, but often favored certain ethnic groups over others, creating imbalances that would later fuel political tensions. Despite the power of the British Empire, the spirit of independence never died. After the Second World War, during which many Nigerian soldiers fought for the British, the calls for self-rule grew into a deafening roar. A new generation of charismatic and educated leaders emerged to champion the cause. In the north, there was the calm and influential Ahmadu Bello. In the west, the intellectual and strategist Obafemi Awolowo. And in the east, the fiery orator Nnamdi Azikiwe. These men, though political rivals, shared a common goal: freedom. They organized political parties, led protests, and negotiated tirelessly with the British government. Their struggle finally paid off. On October 1, 1960, a date etched forever in the nation's heart, Nigeria gained its independence. In a momentous ceremony in Lagos, the British Union Jack was lowered and the new green-white-green flag of Nigeria was raised for the first time. The world watched as Africa's most populous nation was born, filled with immense promise and soaring hopes for a bright future. But the euphoria of independence was short-lived. The colonial legacy of uniting disparate groups without their consent, coupled with fierce competition for political power and control over the nation's newfound oil wealth, created deep fissures. Ethnic and regional tensions, which had been simmering under colonial rule, boiled over. The political climate became increasingly volatile, leading to a military coup in 1966, followed by a counter-coup. This turmoil culminated in a national tragedy. In 1967, the eastern region, predominantly inhabited by the Igbo people, declared itself an independent nation, the Republic of Biafra. This led to the devastating Nigerian Civil War, also known as the Biafra War. The conflict raged for 3 long, brutal years, resulting in immense loss of life, primarily from starvation and disease. The war left deep, painful wounds on the national psyche and remains one of the most difficult chapters in the country's history. When the war ended in 1970, the focus turned to national reconciliation under the famous slogan, "No victor, no vanquished." In the decades that followed, Nigeria's journey has been a roller coaster of highs and lows. The oil boom of the 1970s brought staggering wealth, funding massive infrastructure projects, but also fueling systemic corruption that continues to plague the nation. The country has navigated a complex path through periods of military dictatorship and a return to democratic rule, with its people constantly striving for stability and good governance. Yet, despite these immense struggles, Nigeria has not just survived, it has thrived in many remarkable ways. It has grown into the undisputed giant of Africa, boasting the continent's largest population and one of its biggest economies. And its greatest resource, its people. The resilience, energy, and creativity of Nigerians are simply undeniable. Think of the cultural explosion that has taken the world by storm. Nollywood, Nigeria's film industry, is now the second largest in the world, producing thousands of movies that are watched by millions across Africa and the diaspora. And then there's the music. Afrobeats, a sound born from the streets of Lagos, has become a global phenomenon. Artists like Burna Boy, Wizkid, and Tems are topping international charts and winning Grammy Awards, putting Nigerian music on the world stage. From literature, with titans like Wole Soyinka and Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, to fashion, tech, and sports, Nigerian talent is making its mark everywhere. Today, Nigeria stands at a crossroads, a nation of contrasts and immense potential. It grapples with serious challenges: insecurity, economic inequality, and the ongoing fight against corruption. Yet, it also possesses a powerful engine for change: its incredibly young and dynamic population. Over 60% of Nigerians are under the age of 25. This generation, connected, ambitious, and globally aware, holds the key to unlocking the nation's future. The story of Nigeria is one of ancient glory, profound pain, and incredible resilience. It is a testament to the enduring power of culture, the complexities of nation building, and the unyielding hope for a better tomorrow. From the terracotta artists of the Nok Valley to the tech entrepreneurs of modern Lagos, Nigeria's story is a powerful epic that is far from over. In fact, its most exciting chapters are still being written. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of Nigeria. If you found this story as compelling as we did, please show your support by hitting the like button, sharing this video with others, and subscribing to Explorer Globe for more deep dives into our world's incredible history. We'll see you on the next adventure.